is chaos. That is content creation. I am not by any means a technologically advanced person, but I feel like I should be able to figure out how the audio works on my computer. So we're just going to do this from my phone. If you guys can find me, welcome back again for the third time of me trying to go live. If you found this stream, it was meant to be. The worst part is every time I get super proactive with like sharing my stream out, sharing out, you know, like going to different channels, posting it on Twitter, posting it on Facebook, posting it on Instagram, something happens to the stream link. And now I can't read my chat. Wait, I can do it from here. I can get my iPad. We will make this work, gosh darn it. How is everybody doing? And also, I put the wrong date on the stream as well. I put 3/27. That was yesterday. Today is 3/28, and tomorrow is my birthday. Hello, everyone. Okay, yep, go away. I need... But it's okay. We're here now. We're gonna ship some stuff. I can't even find my own live stream on my channel. Come on. I know I'm live. They're here watching me. Show me. Okay, here it is. Oh, good. Okay, you guys can hear me now. Yeah, I had to switch to my phone. I don't know why. My heading says a bad word again. I corrected it. It auto-corrected to the bad word. I don't think I can change it now that we're in the stream. What chaos. Well, we're here. And you know what? If it gets demonetized, it gets demonetized. Because that's what kind of day it is. I did make sure that the autocorrect changed it, and it changed it back sneakily. Okay, that's fine. We're here. It's fine. Let's go full board. Let's just dive into how terrible all of our weeks have been. Let's do it. How are you guys doing? Because I'm doing mediocre at best. Last week, my job, thankfully I was not affected, but my job let go of 120 people, 140 people, a lot of people. So I've been like manically processing all of that for the last, I don't know, 5 days and counting. And it just feels like it's just like an onslaught of like never ending mental trauma for me. Let's ship some things out before I lose my mind. Is it raining there? It's raining in Stockton, California. It is not raining today. It's actually a beautiful, 65? Yeah, 65 degrees and sunny. I was just outside hanging out with Daisy on the hammock, but tomorrow and Thursday it is supposed to rain, which is unfortunate because I'm supposed to go gather all of my like birthday freebie stuff tomorrow. So that's going to be annoying in the rain. But if you guys have any suggestions for birthday freebie stuff, let me know. Because I have Starbucks on my list. I have, I think, Nothing Bundt cakes. You can go to IHOP and get free pancakes, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Buffalo Wild Wings. You can get 6 wings for free on your birthday. What else is there? Oh, Dunkin' no, not Dunkin'. Krispy Kreme, you get a free dozen donuts. See here. Okay. Let's get shipping. Get out of here. What was that? So, I'm going to ship some stuff, and then I'm going to show you guys a preview of what I have for next week. Technology bearing, and if it wants to work with me. Ooh, Denny's breakfast. They do what in the US? Free breakfast stuff? Or 3 birthday stuff. I am gonna have tons of fun on my birthday. Besides the whole like part where I have to work, which I actually like my work and my job, so it's not that bad. But last week we went to Dave & Buster's, which was a hoot. Let me tell you, that was the best thing we could have done for my birthday. And then we went to dinner before, which we went to my favorite place, Hot Pot. And if you haven't ever tried Hot Pot, you have got to try it. Where's my tape? Come here, tape. All right. At least you guys can see what I'm doing. You're closer to the floor now. But now I have to figure out what's going on with my laptop and why it hates me. Technology. Why can't it just be, like, I don't know, simple? Like, I push a button and it does what it's supposed to do. And there's no weird complications. I put my ladder on top of all the paper that I need to grab. Hot Pot is delicious. So Hot Pot is basically like fondue but with soup. And it is, I believe it's Mongolian. Well, the one I go to is definitely Mongolian. I don't know if that's like universal for all Hot Pot. But the best thing about Hot Pot is the vegetables that you're going to get. That is why I go. Absolutely love it. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. You guys are so sweet. Italian pink sunfish. Okay. 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 Also, very, very random question. Does anybody have experience making French bread? Because I got a bread maker for my birthday, but it has a recipe for French bread, but it's already risen like all the way to the top, and I'm a little concerned I'm gonna have to take it out because it's only at the first fermentation stage and still has like an hour to go left. How big does French bread rise? Anybody know? Anybody know? Do I need to figure out how to cook that outside of my bread maker that it is currently not contained to? Okay, here we go. I hate when my stream doesn't work and I had like 50 people. Well, okay, I have 50 of you here now, which is good. But I just hate that it makes it so difficult on YouTube for people to find me. No clue? Okay. I figured that was a long shot, but if anybody knows, I may have to run inside and go get the bread. But we have our first package done. Out the door. I don't think this guy needs to be wrapped in bubble wrap because he is metal and coins. So that makes him super easy. But enough about me. How is everybody's week going? How are you guys doing? What is the state of things? Do you have to get things done? Are you relaxing this week? Are you super busy this week? Are you excited about anything new? Are you trying anything new? Baking anything new? Doing anything new at work? Let me know. I also love knowing like what different jobs. I forgot to put the packing slip in. Like, what different jobs does everyone have here? Because I know you're not all resellers. Well, how do I? Okay, get in there. Get in there. You're excited because the weather is starting to get nice in New Jersey. That is exciting, especially if you are someplace where you get like the gloom in the winter. Your mental health starts perking up from all the new sunshine. Oh, your mom's coming for 3 weeks to visit from Canada. That'll be fun. I love this. I love this good news. Share out. Look at that. Second box done already. All right. This little guy is easy. I also realized I really don't have enough bubble wrap to do this. I just have my big bubble wrap. You can start biking and hiking and walking more. That is nice. We're actually planning a hike on Saturday, much to my dismay, because hiking hurts. Hiking hurts my bones. But one of our good friends is moving to London, actually, and this is the last opportunity we're going to get to see her for a very long time. Full-time reseller, mom to 7 and grandma to 3. Wow, 7. That is full household. How did you manage? And you're a full-time reseller. What platforms do you sell on? Full-time for major energy company, designing websites and supporting 365 teams reselling on the side. Nice. That's pretty cool. I work in marketing too, so I don't actually work on web development and marketing right now, but I definitely have in the past, and know how difficult that can be, especially if you're doing any like SEO organic pages, developing landing pages and all of that. You haven't seen your mom since pre-COVID? Wow, so that's like, what, almost 4 years now? No, 3 years? No. A long time? That's a long time. That's going to be such a fun time to catch up. What I've noticed with people that you haven't seen like pre and post COVID is like you have changed so much in that time, and more than the normal like amount of change you would go through in 3 years. Like everything has changed, so that'll be a very exciting time for you guys. I hope you guys have a lot of fun stuff packed. You got your Carly Simon book? Oh, good. Did everything arrive okay in the mail? I always worry about how the books are going to arrive. I try to make sure that they're sealed so that no water gets in if it is raining. So I like checking in and making sure that everything went to plan. You've done eBay since 1999, and this year started Poshmark and Mercari. Congratulations on branching out and trying something new. How are those working for you? Do you like them? I've considered going back to Poshmark for all of the clothes that I have, and oh boy, I'm looking at this giant tub of clothes that I have that is really hard to sell on WhatNot. How do you like it? I used to hate listing on Poshmark, but that was like 10 years ago, so. Here we go. Did you get your first order from the Impish Artist, the Absolute Vodka bottles? I worked for a bookstore for 23 years and loved it. Retired now. Yes, I did get my first order from the Impish Artist. I absolutely loved everything. She hand wrote me a note on my packing slip thanking me, and she is just the sweetest. I didn't realize this until I was like halfway through opening stuff, but she hand draws little doodles on all of the backings for the pins and the earrings, and it made my heart melt. For those of you that don't know, the Impish Artist on WhatNot, she is a seller. She is 90 something, and she got into reselling as a way to like do something, have some sort of enrichment and activity to do, because she couldn't get up because of her health complications. And she is like the biggest success story on WhatNot. She is the sweetest, funniest gal. All of the names of her earrings and stuff are hilarious. Me and my boyfriend watch her every single Monday and just crack up dying. Go check her out if you have a chance. If there's, you know, if you love wholesome, good-natured fun and love to support someone, like she is the coolest person on WhatNot right now, in my opinion. And she really only ever has like 3 or 4 people in her show, so I always feel special being able to like be there and support her and raid into her with 50 to 60 people, and it's just awesome. Look at that, 3 boxes down. Okay, so you worked in a bookstore for 23 years. How many books do you have in your home? Because I feel like if I worked in a bookstore, my house would be floor to ceiling book at all times. It kind of is. It kind of is. You volunteer at a church thrift store. It's lots of work. Yeah, thrift stores are a surprising amount of work. As you know, my mom's, I'm always there. She always recruits me into doing something wacky and crazy. Where is this Fractorals book? Where did I put you? The one thing I like about thrift stores is you never know what you're gonna get. Like, you never know what to expect with either the things coming in the door, the tasks that you're gonna have to do. It's pretty crazy. Where did I put this book? If you were me, where would you put this book, guys? I would put it right. Oh. Nope. Thought I had it. Didn't have it. How in the world did I lose this? Yoo-hoo. All right, we'll come back to it. Wasting time. I'm wasting time. I do also have a friend coming over at 6, so I kind of need to like manage my time and make sure I'm getting all of this done so we can make dinner tonight. Also, if you guys have any suggestions for recipes I can try with new things to do to chicken, please let me know. I'm thinking of making like a panko crusted chicken with lemon seasoning. That's it. That's my go-to. Or paprika. I guess paprika is a good go-to. I don't know. Let me know. If there's anything new that you've tried, let me know. You have great kids. Your kids are 27, 25, 24, 23. Oh, my cousin's probably calling me right now because I shared my live stream to Facebook and she'd love to join, but you can't because I didn't share the right link to Facebook. All right, let me see if I can share this one to Facebook really fast. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Share. Copy link. Do I have Facebook on my iPad? That is the real question. Oh, of course I don't. Why would I? Why would I make my life easier for myself? Okay, I can do it on my laptop. Since my laptop is here and not being used for other things. It's okay. See? Everything's gonna be okay and things happen. Okay, so you have your 7 kids. Those were their ages. That is like boom, 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 boom. They were like one after another, weren't they? YouTube channel. Okay. I'm live. Look at that. There it is. There's the thing. And now we're going to share this. We're going to share this to Facebook. Just kidding. It's this live link. Okay, there we go. Did it. Woo! I enjoyed buying from Poshmark. It's fun, and I've bought a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, I don't think I've bought from Poshmark in a really long time, but the things that I have bought, they're super cool. I'm usually looking for like dresses that I can wear to weddings or to big formal events, and that's what I go to Poshmark for. Who is this? You a follower? The Impish Artist. Look up the Impish Artist on WhatNot. She drew the restaurant behind the Pulp Fiction pin. Oh my gosh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's the little details she adds to all of her packages. Just adorable. They make your heart melt. And talking with her and her positive attitude and just everything that she is willing and able to like try, and like she's no spring chicken, you know, and she's like keeping up with the technology aspect of it, and she like has 2 phones and she reads the chat and she replies to everybody. Like, she's doing a fantastic job. My first two, we did artificial insemination, and I was told I would never have kids naturally. Well, 3 through 7 were natural, and even 8 and 9 were, but they died before birth. Wow, what a story. I worry about, do you mind me asking how old you were when you had kids? And honestly, how do you get tested if you're fertile or not? Like, how do they test if women are like capable or incapable of having kids? This conversation recently just came up with me and my boyfriend because, as you guys know, I'm 31 and we're planning on like, okay, at the end of this year we'll get engaged, and then the end of next year we'll probably get married, and then like we want to enjoy a little bit of being married before we start having a kid. And I'm like, well, that's getting up there. I'm 34, 35. I don't want to be geriatric and, you know, realize when I go to have my first kid that I can't actually have kids. So we're going to start doing testing and see what is going on all up in there. See if there are any reasons we would need to do it before. But that being said, I've heard from people that you have to wait and actually try naturally for a year before you can even get seen by a fertility specialist. So if anybody wants to share their experience with that, please let me know. And if this is not the live chat you thought you were going to be in today, well, welcome to it, my friends. Surprised you did not have twins. Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of people have twins with artificial insemination too. I'm glad you caught me too, Happy Kitty, and thank you for the thumbs up. You have 4 kids, 32, 29, 25, and 22. Is that the same age gap between all of them? 4 years, 4 years. Wait, 5, 6 years. I can't do math. Ooh, your most recent purchase from Poshmark was a vintage pair of Vans with pink glitter for 23 bucks. See, that's what I'm talking about. I am all about the unique pieces of clothing that you can find that are a heck of a deal. You were 32 when you had your last kid. Okay. So you were 29 when you had your first. After 35, they're high risk. Yeah, that's what I keep telling my boyfriend, but he's like, we can wait. They're expensive. I don't want to wait. You started getting tested after trying for 4 months. Okay. Okay. Thank you. This is very helpful information to know and to relay back to said boyfriend. He is the more responsible one in the relationship. I'll give him that. There's a lot of like, I'm impulsive and jump into things, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but he is always the more calculated decision maker and wants to have, you know, like the anticipation of college funds, and he sees our spending habits and our entertainment habits and wants to make sure that, you know, we're not going to be sacrificing any of that, and we're financially stable enough to, and we do decide to bring a kid in. And we all know how expensive it is to have a kid, and that's him. But I'm more impulsive. I'm like, well, we'll figure it out when it gets here. You struggled to get pregnant between each one and the age gaps weren't on purpose. Gotcha. See, that's what I'm worried about too, is like, if we are gonna have kids, is it gonna be, you know, it's not going to be like boom, boom, we bang them out and they're done. No pun intended. Married 47 years so far and never had children. And a lot of our friends too are deciding not to have kids, which I think is really interesting. I'm not considering that. I've always kind of known I wanted kids. And so is Grant. There's never a perfect time. Just go for it when you're ready. That's what I'm telling him. You gotta take life by the horns. But it is a mutual decision, so I have to make sure that he is equally ready and prepared mentally, just as I am. And he is a little bit younger than me, so I get it. Freeze my eggs. See, I've thought about that too, but my thought process behind all of it is I know I want kids, but I don't necessarily need to have like my own genetic birth kids. So instead of spending money on freezing my eggs or fertility treatments, if it didn't, get to that route, I think I would just go the adoption route. I don't know. I know that's a pretty tough decision, but if I was making the conscious choice to spend money on things like fertility treatments and whatnot, then wouldn't that money be better served trying to adopt a child? Because I know that's also very expensive, and I haven't looked into any of this and don't know, the full set of choices and loopholes, or loopholes is the wrong word, complications of any of it. So also, the idea of having kids is terrifying. Like, that's just scary. So I do think I have endometriosis. It's never been confirmed because you have to do a surgery to confirm it. But I've had multiple doctors tell me like, oh, I would like to do a clarifying test to make sure. I just never went through with that. But your mom was 41 when she had me. Yeah, my mom was, gosh, how old is she now and how old is Rachel? Late 30s, early 40s, I think, when she had Rachel. And even Noah, she was over 35 when she had Noah, so. Once you have a child, you won't spend too much on entertainment. You won't have the time. It's not a bad thing. You just train spending time on one thing for another. Yeah, that's also kind of what our decision is he's not quite ready to give up his like freedom of life and the quality of life that we're living now and the things we go and do and the weddings that we're going to and traveling across seas once a year and going on vacation and stuff like that. He's like, I'd like a little bit more time to be able to do that before we sink ourselves down into this like the ultimate responsibility of having children and just not being able to do those things as frequently. Your oldest daughter and youngest still live at home. 20-year-old on a mission for our church, so she's in Pennsylvania serving. You have one in Arizona and one in Utah at college, one in Idaho in college. That's exciting. Do they all come home to visit often, or do you go out and see them? Because that sounds like a great opportunity to go visit all those different places. You were adopted, and having kids is an amazing experience. It is. Your daughter-in-law has endometriosis, and she has a surgery and got pregnant soon after she healed. So yeah, that's the other thing is like so I just got health insurance again, but it's not very good. And that's kind of always been my aversion to getting diagnosed with endometriosis fully and going through with the surgery because it's wildly expensive. And if it's not really hindering anything, like sure, my period's a little more painful, but it's nothing like I can't live my life or do anything activity. Well, I mean, it is pretty bad, but yeah, bad health insurance prevents people from doing a lot of things because that surgery is pretty expensive. But it is good to know that there is signs of hope of people getting the surgery done and fixing their issues. Nothing matches having a child. You can still do many things with children. I agree. What am I doing? Oh, I still can't find. Okay, we're going to have to look for this after. Oh, hey, I didn't know my mom bought something. Thanks, Mom. Okay, they're books. They're books. We'll grab those at the end. Hershey Kiss Bowl. Oh, where are you? Where are you? There you are. Look how cool this is, guys. This is something I unpacked and was like, wait a second, are those Hershey Kisses? And in fact, they are. They are. This is the kind of thing that, like, they don't spend money in marketing to make stuff like this anymore. Like, you're not going to go out and find a glass bowl, you know, with Hershey Kisses on the side of it. You'll find it in like plastic or like they're painted on, but not like a good quality glass bowl. And I think that's really cool. You had 6 surgeries for your endometriosis. The first one was discovering what it was. The rest were for cutting it out. They've had me try for 5 to 6 months before testing. It took me 2 years to get pregnant. Oh, man. That sounds like it was a grueling process, but it all works out in the end, right? That's what I'm afraid of, is it's not going to just be a, like, quick, easy, like, oh, look at that. It's only in one spot. I have a sneaking suspicion that this has been going on since I was 21, and that's 10 years for it to develop and grow and move to different areas. If you have the slightest endometrial issues, it's best to get a full workup with a doctor now. Waiting and allowing endometriosis to continue to grow to thicken the walls. Yeah. So it's been 10 years since I've had a doctor tell me, like, hey, you should probably go get checked for endometriosis. But as a young 21-year-old with no insurance, you're like, haha, I don't need to do that. So I didn't. And now we're here. Have I considered acupuncture? I have. I just really don't like needles. I think I would do really, really bad with acupuncture, just because I would get in my own head about it a lot. And like I get twitchy when I get nervous and anxious. Like I have to like move, and you can't move when there's needles in you, and I couldn't relax, and I think it would be more harm than it would be good. And then there's that Final Destination scene where the woman is like laying there, and then an earthquake, and like nope. Your mom is awesome. She is awesome. Most of the time. She's still my mom, okay? She still has mom moments. I can't give it to her all the time. You were 22 when you had your son, got married at 17, got your wedding dress for $13 at the Goodwill in 1976. Your son is now 41 and only had 1 child. See, that's the kind of thing that I want. I want to thrift for the majority of the things at my wedding. I want, you know, like a hand-me-down wedding dress that's still beautiful and gorgeous, but I don't want to spend $2,000 to $3,000 on a dress I'm going to wear one time. I'm definitely for either renting a wedding dress or buying one used and then reselling it, because you know who I am. I need more paper. Where's all my paper? Give me your paper. Okay. I don't think that you could find a wedding dress at a Goodwill though anymore for $13, even adjusted for inflation. I still think you can find them pretty cheap, and like renting them might be the best option. And there is this whole community now of brides, because there's this insurgence of people getting married and doing like smaller micro weddings is what they're called. There's a big community of brides that are handing things down and doing things more cost effectively. So I'm excited to get into that scene when Grant proposes eventually. It's like a good wire. I know, but it's still, it feels like a needle. In my head, it's a needle. I can't convince myself now that it's not a needle. But that is good to know that it's not a needle. It's more like a string, like a thick string that they're sticking into your skin. It shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be there. They're no quicker than a fishing line? Oh. Interesting. I have some pretty traumatic experiences with needles from my childhood, so I will not go into gruesome detail for all of you because I know how some people can get with like needle stories. I'm one of those people that I can't even hear about someone's like surgery without getting white in the face and passing out. Which is terrible because I used to work with a community of people who all had broken necks, like neck injuries, spinal cord injuries, and they would just talk about the most gruesome stuff all day long. Like just, oh man, just terrible, terrible. That would be poetic, a thrifted wedding. I think so. I think it would be too. I really want to focus on the intentionality of what we're doing with the wedding. And like, we don't have the traditional family model of like, my father is not in my life anymore. He's not going to be walking me down the aisle. I don't want to do some of the more traditional wedding things like garter tosses or the veil, reveal thing. So I think we're going to focus on the intentionality of like why we're doing each specific thing in our wedding and how that translates into like why we love each other so much, because I think a lot of that got lost with the monetization and corporatization of the wedding industry. It's a lot about like, look how much money we spent instead of look how much we love each other. And that's not to say that, people that have had super expensive weddings aren't also showing that, but just for me, in my opinion, because we don't have like two families that are coming together, that's not like what our wedding is going to be about. I want to focus more on like the little aspects that make it special because of us. Do a vision board of what you want in the future. They're fun and cathartic. I do. Actually, every single year, I start off my year doing a vision board. I do mine on Pinterest. And then I also do like goals and things that I want to see for the future. So I'll write out a list of like what my future life looks like, what my, goals are, why I want to do these things, what my like frame of point of being that person a year from now is. Your daughter has had 4 open surgeries and about 20 different surgeries, and what freaks her out is having an IV put in. Me too. Honestly, me too. You have diabetes and have to take a needle shot every day. It's not fun, but it's necessary. I feel that. I can't imagine, what it would take to overcome, like, and you're at the point like you legitimately have to. My little sister went through this recently because she had a similar fear to, not Rachel, other different little sister. I call her little sister. She's not my biological little sister. I just grew up next to her. Sorry. I feel like that can get confusing for a couple of people, especially when I detail into the rest of the story where she got pregnant and then had to go and get shots all the time. It's not Rachel. Rachel didn't get pregnant. But she was like, yeah, I'm still terribly afraid of needles. I just have to force myself now into being able to get them. You can customize your wedding exactly how you want. It's your day. That's how I feel so too. That's how I feel. Where is my... How do I... Oh, there we go. I can get live chat on here. Oh gosh. Hello. You have endometriosis and had to have emergency surgery on your fallopian tubes, twisted and adhered and infected. Now you have the Mirena IUD and it works wonders. No children. Wow, that sounds like it would be terrifying to figure out. Was it something like you had really bad pain and just had to go in and they discovered it? Or was it like a preventative, like, oh, we discovered that you have this in like a routine ultrasound or something? I can't imagine it was the latter. I feel like this was like a Oh, I feel like I'm dying. Let's go to the emergency room. Oh, I'm actually dying. Let's fix it. The worst part of an IV is that if you can't get the vein and start hunting. Oh my gosh, yes. This is part of the trauma from my childhood. I will tell you guys this story. So you guys know I grew up on the farm. Well, kind of. I grew up, my mom had a farm and then my dad lived in the suburbs. So I had the worst of both worlds. Wasn't the best of both worlds. Definitely wasn't that. But I was playing around in a bale of hay when I was young and I got bit by a spider. And then the spider crawled out. It was a black widow. Of course, I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh, this is the one thing that I'm supposed to avoid. These are the most deadly of all the spiders. And I'm like 6, 7, 8, not old. And I'm a tiny little thing too. So that spider venom is going to go even further. So I apparently have what's called not varicose veins, disappearing veins in this arm. And you can see it pretty prominently. Like it's there, but as soon as you try to tap into it, it disappears. And my mom has this too. And she was there trying to explain to the nurse, like, don't do it on that side. Don't do it on that side. Don't do it on that side. Do it on this side. And they did it 4 different times. They kept trying, couldn't get it. And I was panicking as a little kid and I was crying and it was traumatizing and it hurt. And then they had to go up a size of needle and like they just could not get it. And so they went to the other side first time, got it. And I was like, why? Why did we have to go through this? How much is a wedding nowadays? Honestly, I've heard some of my friends planning and it can be up to like 20, 30 on the cheaper side. Like that's like the bare minimum of a wedding. It can go up to anywhere from like $80,000 and it's insane. It's crazy. What should I put these in? I need, where is my box cutter? Box cutter. There you are. Yeah, the amount of like things that you can add to a wedding is infinite. The venue is usually your most expensive cost, and since there's such a high demand, all of those prices have skyrocketed. And then because everyone's having weddings, the availability of things like florists and music artists, and now there's things like you have a live painter at your wedding, or you have like a live band, which those have always kind of been staples, but yeah, the prices can go up really, really quickly. Weddings in New Jersey, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. Yep, I believe it. I really want to do, well, okay. Here's my problem, because I would absolutely love to do a destination wedding and have this like picturesque Ireland wedding and fly out all of our friends and go party it up. That's expensive. Don't worry, these are brass, that's why I can squish them. You almost need to charge admission. Honestly, yeah, like, and that's the hard part too, is you're asking most people if they're flying, to your wedding, and then buying a dress if they're in your bridal party, and then like the hair and makeup teams are usually like at your own expense, but those are like hundreds of dollars. I'd rather see young people spend money on their future, a house, investments. You can be very creative and spend less. I agree. I definitely agree. I don't think there's any sense in spending a down payment on a house on a wedding when you don't have a house yet. Definitely agree with that. Unless, like having a house isn't everybody's goal. If you're financially, independent and can afford to do it, then I'm not going to judge anyone who does do it. But for me personally, that wouldn't be a smart financial decision, because I know I want a house, and I know I want, you know, a savings account, and, you know, food on the table. You can see 103 people in here. You don't know how to check to see if everyone pushed the thumbs up, but please do. Yes, please do. I appreciate you guys reminding me and reminding people in the chat to push the thumbs up button. If you guys don't know, engagement is how you can support a creator. The more comments you leave, the more likes you get, the more shares it gets, the more YouTube pushes my videos out to people to let them know, like, hey, this person's doing a great job. People like watching their content. You should share it out to more people that might also like this. So that's why liking videos for creators is really helpful. You got married in your backyard, found simple invites, and had it catered. Had a JP. I don't know what a JP is. The final cost was maybe $2K, and everyone had a blast. Out of my whole family, everyone remembers my wedding. See, that's the kind of thing. And it was super intentional, and you all had a great time, and that's really all that matters when it comes to it. Ooh, I get to ship out this guy next, which honestly I'm kind of sad about, because look at how beautiful this is. This sold for $10, and it is the most gorgeous green. I think this is a wine decanter, but I would put a plant in it. You know me. But look how pretty this is. It's got a little spout here, which makes me think like that's probably why it's a wine decanter, but just absolutely stunning. Don't break it, Jordan. And then this guy, this is a vintage Avon bath oil dispenser. It doesn't have the cork at the top, but it's still really cool. I feel like the light is coming in perfect right now. This is the best lighting I've ever had in any one of my videos. Ah! Have a destination wedding, go on a cruise ship to an island, get married on the island, simple, then celebrate with everyone on the ship on the way back. See, I could do that, except I don't know if I like cruise ships. I've never been on one, so I can't definitely say like, no, I wouldn't like doing that thing. But open water scares the bejesus out of me. Just dark, scary water. I can't swim. Never learned how to swim. I feel like I know I could, but like the idea of getting lost at sea outweighs my desire to ever want to try going on a cruise ship. I get it. It's an irrational fear. You ain't gonna change my mind. I just feel like I would be paranoid the whole time. And I know cruise ships are big enough that you don't really feel the impact of the waves, but I get motion sickness really easily, and I can see myself being motion sick for a large portion of the time and being miserable. Oh, Justice said that she married you. Gotcha. See, I have all of the connections. I have a bunch of friends in the wedding industry that are makeup artists, hair artists. Our friend is an ordained minister. Or is that what it's called? Ordained minister, when you're like registered to marry people? Like his wife is a wedding planner. Like we've got all the things. I do feel like though, I would never want to ask my friends to do anything for free. Like I would pay my friends if they were doing hair and makeup for my bridal party for the wedding, and like I can't use my photographers for the wedding because they're going to be part of the bridal party. They're going to be standing up there with me. They kind of going to take pictures of themselves. Your mom gets a house, maybe have a wedding in Vegas and have her watch the new baby. Look at that. I like the way you think. I'm going to go tell my boyfriend that plan right now. How did this bubble wrap happen? How are we here? Slag glass? Is that what this is called? I'm not sure. It's really cool though. It's really stinking cool. Watch Jeffrey Thomas video of his cruises. I felt the same way you were saying, but really Jeffrey is also a YouTube real nifty vintage. Okay, I'll go look him up. You kind of wish you could go on a cruise. I feel like, I don't know, of all the, in the grand scheme of priority of things that I want to do, go to Ireland, go to Sweden. I feel like a cruise to Alaska would be fun. Like, I would do that. Oh, no, I am not pregnant. You did not miss anything. We're just talking about the precursors of planning. Don't worry. Don't get excited. I'm not pregnant. I'm not engaged. I'm just turning 31 tomorrow. We're all sad. Box isn't big enough. Are you big enough? Are you too big? This might be too big. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I know we're all talking about pregnancy and like passing it around. That used to be our joke in my mid-20s. It was like, don't talk about pregnancy. You're gonna infect us all with that talk. One person in the group gets pregnant and all of a sudden. This box is too big too. Alright, maybe this is where it says box. Oh, how the turntables. How your priorities change in life. Being terrified of the concept of having a baby to like actively trying and spending money towards doing it. This wacky, wacky world. That's too much paper. That's too much paper. Okay, we'll figure this one out in a minute. You just stay there. Stay. Adderley creamer dish. Ah, small. Glass pitcher, mid-century modern. This guy. Look at this guy. This guy's super cool. He's got a diffuser on the top. Instead of the one where you push it down. It's just like you could use it to infuse tea. That's what we were talking about. Like put some lemon or cucumber. Look at that light. Look how pretty this looks under this light. Stay. Stay. A Disney cruise might be really fun. I can get on board with a Disney cruise. I'm a Disney adult. I'll admit it. My boyfriend hates that, but I'm a Disney adult. I have a Peter Pan backpack that I carry around instead of a purse for... Yeah. Thank you, guys. I was asking people earlier. Okay, now that there's a new group of people, does anybody know anything about making French bread? Because I currently have it fermenting in my bread maker, and I think I'm gonna have to take it out. So if there's anybody here that can advise me on that, please let me know. And two, is there anything else besides Starbucks, IHOP, Denny's, Krispy Kreme, Nothing Bundt Cakes, and Buffalo Wild Wings for free birthday stuff? Those are the ones I know of. Definitely gonna go get my free dozen donuts and definitely gonna go get my free birthday drink. Oh, Sephora. That's a good one. You get your Sephora packet, your little birthday gift thing. That's a good one. Back in the 50s and 60s, mom and the neighbor ladies used to joke about what was in the water. Back then, people had 4 or 5 kids, except mom, just 2. That's funny. It's like, what is the threshold of like 0 to 1 kids is like a huge gap, right? That's wildly changing. And then 1 to 2 kids, less of a gap. But at what point does the does the number of kids you're adding like really not change anything? Is there a number? Because I feel like if you have 3 or if you have 4, like it's basically the same. Chili's, you get chocolate molten cake. Ooh, oh, and Pazookies from, oh gosh, what's that place called? BJ's. BJ's gives you a free Pazookie. This is the live I needed tonight, guys. Three to 4. Okay, that is the threshold. So I still feel like 2 to 3. It's pretty significant. You only have 2 arms, so you gotta like juggle a different way. You only got, you know, if you're breastfeeding them both at the same time, like that whole thing changes. Well, I guess you wouldn't be, you know what I mean. You stay here. I'll put you in a little bubble wrap just so you don't get bent anywhere. And I do hope that all of you will be around in like 1 or 2 years. So when I do start having questions about having kids, like all of you are here to give me all of your wonderful years of knowledge, because I know there's going to be a like delay of information. After the 3rd, because they outnumber you. That's funny. Yeah, that's when they start strategizing against you. I know how sassy and talkbacky I was as a kid. I can only imagine what child I'm going to create and the problems that they are going to cause for me. Less me, more for Grant. I don't think he knows what he is signed himself up for, of choosing me to be the person to have his kids someday. We're not going to tell him. We're not going to tell him either. You never knew all those places give out birthday stuff? I know! This is why we gotta share information. It is so important. Middle child syndrome is real. So I technically am a middle child, but I'm also an oldest, and I'm also, well, I'm not a youngest anymore because no one raised it. But, so my oldest sister is 7.5 years older than me, and the next one in line, so then it goes her, me, the next one in line is 7.5 years younger than me. So I had a lot of formative years of being alone by myself, and my sister was out of the house. I didn't live with her, and then my little sisters weren't even born yet, and then Noah and Rachel came once I was already like graduated high school. So talk about like weird childhood dynamics. That one will confuse your brain. You have 4 brothers and 4 sisters. Oh my word. All right, given the choice of those of you that have had both boys and girls, which one would you rather have? All girls or all boys? Debate in the comments. This isn't a boo for you turning 64. This is you being able to share all those wonderful years of knowledge. I will say, if I could go back and like, if I could go back to being 21 or any age other than like, I don't know, a year ago, I would not do it. I would not do it. That younger Jordan me, she was crazy. She was crazy and made terrible life decisions. I can't do that again. Oh, you, ma'am, don't make noise. Don't make noise. Don't make noise. She was singing to us all night in my WhatNot sale last night. Cruising is an economical vacation, totally carefree, no cooking, cleaning, or making decisions about what you want to do tonight. Everything included, the entertainment is included. That is really cool. That is a really cool benefit. I didn't think of it like that. And also, I've never looked into the details of what happens on a cruise, but that makes a lot of sense. That's one of those, like, you just want to sit back and do nothing cruises. I could be on board with that. All right, you're slowly changing my mind. I did make the title a no word. And you know what? My phone, I changed it the first time, and it re-changed it back. So I'm gonna blame my phone, and then after this stream, I will go back and edit it again so that it doesn't get demonetized. Where did the other thing go? Oh, spoons. Oh, there's something else in there. There's 4 spoons in this pack. You're not tardy to the party. We're just getting started. Well, that's not entirely true because I kind of have to be done around 6 because our friend is coming over. But we're just ramping up. You're the oldest out of 5 kids? Oh man, the responsibility that you have. Only have enough children that you can pay for their college education. You know what? What about scholarships? What if I just make them all super smart and make them apply to scholarships and get that funded? That's it. That's my plan. Also, I have kind of decided that unless you're getting a scholarship as my child, you're going to community college first. Because no little 18-year-old knows what they want to do for the rest of their lives. Unless they're like dead set on being a doctor and they've decided that since they were like 8 years old and they've talked about it incessantly, like, then maybe I might support it. But like, community college is the way to go. Boys over girls. Okay, you have both. They both have issues and pluses. That's true. You have a sister 15 years older than you and a brother 13 years old and a sister 4 years older than me. Wow. You've always wanted a little girl and you had 2 sons, but now you have a granddaughter and a grandson. See, look at that. Now you get the best of both worlds and being able to take care of your granddaughter and then sending them home once they're crying and jacked up on sugar. Boys are easier, but my youngest. If I had to go back and live it exactly the way it went, no way. Once was enough. I agree. I agree. The things that I know now. I'm reading this book right now about like the power your subconscious has to change your life. And, you know, like, so my big philosophy is you have control over everything, right? Like, okay. Rewind. You have control over your thoughts. Like, everything is a choice. So if you're ever using statements like, I can't, change it to, I won't. Or, you know, if you're saying, like, that's not possible, like, I don't want to work for that kind of thing. So you're saying, like, oh, I can't get that job, or I can't afford that car. Like, oh, I'm choosing not to. I'm making the conscious choice to do this. I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, but yeah, so going back and living the life I was, now that I've recognized how to change and alter the way I view things and how I show up more presently in situations and changing, you know, how I speak to people and what I say and how I let emotions run, or rather not run, my life anymore. Like, going back and looking at all of those cringy situations where I knew what was going on. I was there. I just wasn't processing anything. And I think a lot of that comes with like brain fully not developing until you're 27. I get that, but also just like, why was I so cringy? And then you have those moments where you're like, you're laying in bed and you're nice and relaxed, and then you think of something you did 5 years ago and something you said and someone you're never going to see again. You're just like, oh my gosh, that's out there in the world. They know I said that. You'll just stick with your cats. You know what? Cats can be just as time consuming as a child. Dozer would like to call you and let you know. how obnoxious he can be. That boy. I've never had an animal prepare me for kids as much as Dozer has. Little poopy butt. Having 3 boys. Okay, I have 3 boys. My baby is a girl. She was so hard as a teenager. That's the thing I've heard. It's the teenage years that really define the difference between boys and girls. But I do feel like I am more apt to take on the emotional challenges of raising a child versus the physical challenges of raising a child. And those of you that have had boys and girls, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. That's why he has a dad. Look at this little guy. So I left this price sticker on because it says $60. And it doesn't have a mark or anything, but does anybody know what this is? I have no idea what this little guy is. And I'll come closer in a second and show you. He, look at him. Look at him. He's like, somebody said he was hand blown. And he's got a white interior. It's definitely glass, and it's like ombre. Does anybody know what that is? Anybody have an idea? Wisdom through experience. Isn't that true? You should do a trial run and watch your nieces and nephews. I am trying. We have so many friends, or Grant does. Grant has a few coworkers that live around us and former coworkers that have kids. And I'm like, let us babysit. Sign us up. Sign me up. There we go. Let's go. Let's go do it. I do that all the time. And when Rachel and Noah were young, I was, the full-time babysitter. So I was, 22 when they were like 5 and 6. So I have watched so many babies in my lifetime, and I know that's what I want. It's not a birth control method anymore. It's the opposite. When you've reached that point, when watching kids makes you want to have kids more, that's when you know it's downhill. It's downhill. Oh, then look at this guy I had. This cute little planter. This pottery piece. You can put a succulent in that. What am I doing on my birthday? Working. I'm working. And then we did a lot of celebrating last weekend because I'm a big, April is no longer my birthday. And I'm doing a burlesque show on Saturday with my friends. And then we're going to a baby shower for a friend that's pregnant on Sunday. So can't really celebrate this weekend. So we went to Dave & Buster's last Friday. Dozer is the most photogenic. He plays it up for the camera. He knows when I am filming, and he plays it up for the camera. But he is also a giant ham. That boy has peed on more bathroom mats than I can count. For what? So when cats inappropriately urinate, because I've done extensive research on this for the past 2 years. This is how long it's been going. It can be one of 2 reasons. It can be derived from stress, or it can be an actual urinary tract problem. So we have had to go to countless vet visits where he had to get everything tested, make sure there were no pee crystals. He had to get on a special prescription food. He had to be getting supplements. He had to be getting all of this stuff. And then when we finally figured out, okay, we ruled out all possible crystals. It is not a pain problem. He's just being a little butthead. He is extremely jealous. He is extremely jealous of Grant. and he doesn't like Daisy. It's a twofer. It's a twofer. The first or second time Grant came over, Dozer peed on one of his really nice jackets. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for Grant. But he stuck around. He stuck around. And that means he knew what he was getting himself into. That was not... You can't say I didn't warn you. But yeah, we've checked for UTIs. We've gone to several different vets for second opinions, and it just comes down to he gets stressed. It really only happens now when I'm gone for long periods of time. Not when Grant is gone, just when I'm gone. So if like Grant is watching him at home by himself, he'll do it. I have to get a cat sitter specifically just to come hang out with him and play with him and give him treats when we're gone. Not to feed him, not to change his litter box or anything, because both of those can be automated. It is just to hang out with my cat. He is neutered. Dozer Mark Grant is his own. You know, that might be it. That might be it. He definitely has a way with pee. Okay, next up we got coconut bowl. Uh-oh. I put the wrong thing in the wrong thing. I put the other picture in the picture. What picture was that? What picture was that? That's what happens, guys. This is why I do everything live, you know? So you guys can see my mistakes. I'm glad I caught that, though, because I wouldn't have been able to fix it. Okay, go to WhatNot. Thank you. Let's go to seller dashboard and look at who bought the other. Pottery planter, little glass vase. What? Where did it go? Oh, okay. It went to this person. Oh, now I gotta find this person. Oh God, don't die. This one. And we're just gonna, this one, okay, don't put the label directly on, don't rip. Don't rip. I'm gonna do this with surgical precision here. Beep. I gave you the wrong picture. I get it. Be more careful. Get out of there. Get out of there. It was supposed to be this picture. It was supposed to be this picture, right? Glass pitcher, mid-century modern. Yep, there's this one. Because of the... Yeah. Mistakes happen, but they can all be fixed. A little cat pee, no biggie. Have you ever smelled cat pee? Have you ever stepped in cat pee, had to get another shower? It's a biggie. It's a biggie. I do give him catnip. Now I'm just catching up on all your comments again because I was figuring out my mistake. You need to throw out the mat and put a new mat when you're done using it. Oh, that, yeah. So we decided we were going to try and get a stone mat. One of those like quick wick moisture like stone mats that are super expensive because we'd already gone through like 3 different bath mats. And if we don't put a bath mat down, he just goes on the floor, which I guess is technically better, but like not really. This fits in this box much nicer. Just put that back down. It's like nothing happened. like nothing happened. Beep, beep. And it's not always reserved to the bathroom. Sometimes it's our bedroom. Sometimes it's my office. He's really not particular. Sometimes it's directly outside of the litter box in protest of something. We didn't feed him in time. He didn't get enough food. Daylight savings time happened and he doesn't understand it. This is how temperamental this boy is. You get back in there. Did Dozer only start his shenanigans after Grant came into your life? Kind of. So I had adopted another kitten during the peak of the pandemic. And I had him for about, I don't know, a month or two. And I suspected that it was him. This is where it all started. Dozer made it very clear. He has a 1-cat household. And because the kitten, he was a little orange kitten, was so high energy and Dozer could never get away from him, it was stressing him out. So I had to rehome the kitten. But that's when it first started. That's when I had to go through comforters instead of bath mats. I was making my bed with tin foil on it every day to keep the cats off my bed because they were peeing on there. So once I got rid of calcifer, that solved that problem. I thought all was done. And then the thing, when I met Grant a few months later, it started up again. And then I did take him to the vet, and it was pee crystals. So I was like, all right, he's got pee crystals. And then we solved the pee crystal dilemma. And now he's just like, oh, I can pee wherever I want. This is awesome. This is great. Fantastic. That's where we're at. He is a naughty first child. He is preparing me for something. I don't know what it is. I'm not really happy about it, but he's preparing me for something. You want one of those mats? Yeah, the stone mats, they're really cool. Actually, they're pretty neat. And except when they have cat pee on them. We do shut the door now. But that was, we thought that, you know, the solution was going to be like, oh, we'll just swap the mat. Like that, easy, done. We fixed it. And it did work for a while. We're like, cool, the urine smell is gone. We treated the whole space. And then that was before we discovered that it was like anxiety related and it was triggered by a stressful event of either him not getting his food when he demanded it or me being gone and not being able to cuddle with him for long periods of time. I swear, these are not fake things. This is the real scenario of why he gets stressed. Oh, it's raining there. He will not go out in the rain. And he's crying. Oh, poor buddy. Daisy, fun fact, loves the rain and will trick us into, I'm sure you guys have seen the video. She will trick us into saying, I have to go outside and go potty just so she can go splash in the puddles. That's Daisy for you. Oh, these guys. Glass candy dish with flower vase. Flower base. So you guys, no, where'd you go? What are you? Oh, it's right there. I hope potty training goes better with your children. You know what? Me too. Me too. Daisy was also a, like, very stunted potty trainer. She gave me the hardest time trying to teach her how to potty train. And still, sometimes, like, those floor, like, the mats that you have in front of your front door, like the straw mats, that's her favorite thing to pee on. And I'm like, please don't. Please don't. I don't know. What? We have a full backyard full of grass just for you. We've done this whole thing just for you. Don't poop on the mat. Don't poop on the mat. My dog is not Italian Greyhound. She is Okay, she is part husky, part border collie, part shepherd, part annoying, and part chupacabra. That's Daisy. That's Daisy. Oh, he's half German. Oh, you were asking her. Okay, you weren't asking. Okay, now I see that you were tagging her. Half shepherd, half Rottweiler. Those are smart dogs, though, at least. Smart that he knows he doesn't want to go outside. I feel like Daisy and Dozer both have that, like, smart but mischievous gene. And I don't understand how I pick two animals that have that. Maybe it's me. Maybe they just get it from me. But actually, that checks out. I get that. I understand now. Which also makes me concerned for one day when I have a child, because I was a mischievous, creative little son of a gun. It hasn't changed. Hasn't changed. Ooh. Ooh, I can tell you guys about another mess up that I did. This order right here, I mistakenly, in the title, said it was all 3 of these banana split dishes, but only weighed 1 of them and listed them 3 times. So a buyer in my live sale purchased 2 of them and was like, wait, how many are there? I want 6. And I was like, oh no, I messed up. So I had to communicate with him and was like, if you would like all 3 of them, 3 of the ones that I have, cancel 1 of your orders and I'll send you all 3 for the price of that I had 1 listed because it was my mistake. And then I had to call into WhatNot, message into WhatNot to get them to change the weight on the shipping label to be able to ship them all out. But all of that was super easy, and that's how you do customer service. One of your cats is named Daisy May. How cute. I hope she's not as mischievous as my Daisy. Unless you like that. Unless you really just need somebody to keep you on your toes all the time. I'd say Dozer keeps me young, but he keeps me old. And busy. He keeps me busy. Maybe it's in the name. All right, this is my last package, and my friend is probably going to show up soon if she's not already here. So let me show you guys a quick preview of what I've got for my sale on Monday. And then we will wrap this up, and we can try and schedule everything to work for next week's show. Can I flip my camera around on this, or do I just have to go like this? All right, let's get down here. This, yeah, I don't know how to do this. All right, I have these really cool, this isn't a book, it is a bookend, right? This is 1/2 of a bookend, but it's a brass penguin, and he's pretty cool. And then this guy is 1/2 of a bookend. Oh, he's dirty up in there. This guy, this is a really cool, I think this is an ashtray, right? Shop, S-A-S-C-H-A-B. I don't know. Oh, these guys, look at these. I have 2 of them, but they're like bone? Are they bone? I'm not sure. So on WhatNot, when you spend $20, oh, no, come back, chat. Come back, chat. When you spend, let's say $1, then you spend $20 for another item, how much difference is the shipping? I don't actually know. I do know that you get discounted shipping if you buy like one thing and then the next item, it calculates your new total of what like the shipping cost would be. So you're not paying for like the ideology is if you buy a light item first and then you buy a heavy item, you're getting discounted shipping on the heavy item. So I don't actually understand the full process, but if there's anybody in the comment section that understands and can explain it, please do. But I'm going to continue showing you guys. Look at this piece. I have no idea what this is, but it's super neat. Go back in there, go back in there, get back in there. And then to the person that bought the blue mixing bowls from me, there is another like serving dish back here that's that same blue. Is this where a candle goes? I'm not entirely sure what this is either. Let's see. And then I got some more stuff up here. A couple more vintage ashtrays. That one looks hand painted. That's a neat little teacup. Don't have the plate though, which sucks. And then what else was there? There was something else really cool. I don't know, but that's it. That's what I've got for you for next week coming up. Oh, what's that? I don't know. That has a mark on it. Now I'm intrigued. ADD brain. But I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here during my live. And I will see you guys all next week. And we will have my audio working. It won't be vertical. I'm so sorry it's vertical, but we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Thank you guys for finding me and thank you for being here. I will see you all next time.